The 34th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod is now called to order. We are requesting the Secretary to the Sangguniang for the roll call and determination of quorum.
The attendance for today's regular session. Our regular presiding officer, Honorable Evelyn ESW, is present. Honorable Leo D. Revita is present. Honorable Maliton D. Lemos is present. Honorable Shara Isabel Uy Salazar is present. Honorable Voni Jem O. Kaasi is present. Honorable Agripino G. Coquillo Jr. is present. Honorable Rex Jasper R. Ala is present. Honorable Romeo L. Catayas is present. Honorable Catherine S. Elliott is present. Honorable Edmark O. Wakan is present. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is on sick leave. Honorable Dr. Eric I. Perez is present. Honorable Angela G. William is present. Honorable Batavinas Rubinos is on official business. Madam President, there are 12 members present. There is a quorum, Madam.
There being a quorum, this session is in order. Let us now proceed to the opening prayer to be led by Honorable Edmark O. Wakan, followed by the Pambansang Awit, Panunumpa ng Katapatan sa Watawat ng Pilipinas, the Councilor's Creed, and singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka March.
Let us place ourselves in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord God, the great architect of the universe, Lord Jesus Christ, in thy name we have assembled, and in thy name we desire to proceed in all our doings. Grant that the sublime principles of the Holy Bible may so subdue every discordant passion within us, so harmonize and enrich our hearts and minds with thine own love and goodness, that this session at this time and the succeeding sessions of the 10th City Council may humbly reflect that order and beauty which reign forever before thy throne. Amen.
Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinanganan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pangaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng buwan, habit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine councilor mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in the pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts. I try to live as ways of Almighty God and to the Filipino people.
Sa
Maayong hapon sa tanan. Okay, let us now proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and journal of proceedings of the 33rd regular session held on March 19, 2026. Councilor Wakan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of the minutes of the 33rd regular session held at SP Session Hall on March 9, 2026, consisting of 15 pages, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the said minutes. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Revita, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval, Madam Presiding Officer, of the minutes of the 33rd regular session held at SP Session Hall dated March 9, 2026, consisting a total of 15 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Rillion, Aala, and Revita. Is there any discussion, amendments, objection? There being none, therefore, the minutes of the 33rd regular session consisting of 15 pages is hereby adopted. Proceed.
For the same reason, Madam Presiding Officer, that the journal proceedings of the 33rd regular session has been furnished to each and every member of the 10th City Council. I move to dispense with the reading of its full text the reading of its full text, Madam Presiding Officer. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, duly seconded by Councilors Catayas, Revita, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the approval of the Journal of Proceedings of the 33rd regular session held at SP Session Hall on March 9, 2026, consisting a total of 26 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendments, objection? There being none, therefore the Journal of Proceedings consisting of 26 pages is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the privilege hour. Any member who would like to avail of the privilege? There being none, let's proceed to the question hour. And since there are no invited guests, let us proceed to the reading and referral of proposed measures.
For the measures on first reading, we have items under letters and communications. Number 1, letter dated March 6, 2026 from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy. This pertains to a letter request for a transfer without cost relative to the issued and serviceable motor vehicles to be used as instructional materials to the following schools, namely Kamakota National High School, San Agustin Integrated School, and Tagum City National High School.
Item 1 is referred to the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities.
Number 2, letter dated March 6, 2026, coming from Mr. Kenneth Bretanya, Barangay Secretary of Magupo East, pertaining to supplemental budget number 4 for 2025 of Barangay Magupo East, appropriating the sum of 342,000 pesos only.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
Number 3, letter dated March 9, 2026, from the Honorable City Mayor A.T.A. pertaining to a draft financing agreement between the People's Survival Fund Board and the local government of Tagum, Davao del Norte, for the implementation of Project Shallow or Safe Haven for a life below water ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat protection and restoration.
Item number 3 is referred to the Committees on Environmental Protection and Ecology, Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 4, letter dated March 9, coming from the Honorable City Mayor A.T.A. pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and Mako de Oro Tagum College for the student internship program.
Item number 4 is referred to the Committee on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
And item number 5, the last item, is letter dated March 10, coming from the Honorable City Mayor A.T.A. This pertains to a letter from the CMO, City Education Development Division, relative to local school board resolution number 8, series of 2025, entitled A resolution recommending the relocation of the Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School site from Barangay Madaong to Barangay Mangkilam, Tagum City, and providing assistance for the preparation thereof.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Education. Let's now proceed to committee reports. First to report, yes, Councilor Roan Angela Rillion.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to submit Joint Committee Report Number 3 Series of 2026 by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and on Barangay Affairs to the following subject matters. Letter Referral Number 12, letter dated February 16, 2026, from Honorable Patrick V. Aquino, SK Chairperson of Barangay Libuganon, addressed to Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabillo, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on February 25, 2026. The herein Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget Number 1 for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Libuganon, appropriating the sum of 212,643 pesos and 14 centavos only for appropriate action. And letter referral number 13 from the 32nd regular session, letter dated February 16, 2026 from Honorable Larry Y. Labastida Jr., SK Chairperson of Barangay Magdum, addressed to the Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabillo, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on February 27, 2026. The herein Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget Number 1 for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Magdum, appropriating the sum of 530,904 pesos and 46 centavos only for appropriate action. Since given that all the members of the Sangguniang have read and browsed the said report, for this reason, Madam Presiding Officer, I move to dispense with its reading.
Moved by our SK Federation President, second by Councilors Aala, Eliot, and Revita, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 3, submitted by the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and Barangay Affairs is hereby adopted. Next, Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Surrender Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Health and on Laws. This committee report has two subject matters, namely the 14th Regular Session Draft City Ordinance Number 94, Series of 2025, an ordinance establishing a mental health policy for the purpose of enhancing the delivery of integrated mental health services, duties, and responsibilities of government agencies, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Second is a 32nd Regular Session Draft City Ordinance Number 106, Series of 2026, an ordinance establishing the Nutribida Bata Sigla program of the City Government of Tagum to prevent, manage, and eliminate severe acute malnutrition among children under 5, providing comprehensive nutrition services and appropriating funds therefore to achieve zero-sum cases. I move for the adoption of this, since the fellow committee has copies of this report, I move for the
Dispense.
to dispense with the reading of the same. Sorry.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Eliot, and there being no objections, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of this committee report.
Any discussion,
No.
amendments? Objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 4, submitted by the Committee on Health and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Surrender Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Health, on Gender Equality, Committee and on Law. The subject matter of this report is the first regular session letter referral number 11, the draft city ordinance amending the title, sections 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 of City Ordinance number 35, series of 2002, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing the Pre-Marriage Counseling Program of the City of Tagum, providing its policy, guidelines, and for other purposes. I move to dispense with the reading of the same.
Moved by Councilor Luis Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of this committee report.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committees on Health, Gender Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next committee report from Dato Eric Perez is recognized.
Hello. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to render Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Joint Committee on Indigenous People and Cultural Community Affairs and Committee on Laws, Rules, Recognition, and Privileges. With the subject matter, Madam Presiding Officer, the draft City Ordinance Number 102, Series of 2026, an ordinance adopting the official logo of the League of the Indigenous Peoples Mandatory Representative, LIPMR, of Tagum City and for other purposes. Considering that all members has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the Joint Committee Report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Dato Eric Perez, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Aala, and Catayas. And there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 2, submitted by the Committees on Indigenous People and Cultural Community Affairs and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Councilor Lemos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This pertains to Committee Report Number 1, a series of 2026 of the Committee on Peace and Order and Public Safety. This pertains to Resolution Number 531, series of 2026, a resolution commending the Philippine Coast Guard, particularly Coast Guard Station Davao del Norte and its substations in Tagum City, for their exemplary service and significant contributions to maritime security, safety, law enforcement, search and rescue, and environmental protection within the waters of Tagum City. Since all members of this body were already furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading hereof, Madam Chair. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Revita, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of Committee Report Number 1.
Is
I
there
so
any
move.
discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 1 is hereby adopted.
Next, Joint Committee Report Number 1, series of 2026. This pertains to consisting of two subject matters, Madam Chair. Number 1 is City Peace and Order Council Resolution Number 01, series of 2026. A resolution adopting the Local Anti-Criminality Action Plan, LACAP, for calendar year 2026. And CPOC Resolution Number 03, 2026, a resolution requesting the Sangguniang Panlungsod to review and revisit the City Ordinance Number 989, series of 2021, entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Ownership and Operation of Drones with Camera and Recording Device by Private Persons in the City of Tagum. And third, I think there are three subject matters on this committee. Third is concerning the proposed amendment of ordinance entitled A Revised Ordinance for the Establishment and Operation of Tagum City Peacekeepers Organization and Providing its Duties and Responsibilities and Funds thereof. Madam Chair, with respect to resolution number 01 concerning the lockup, since all members of this body were already furnished with copies of this, I move to dispense the reading of this lockup committee report, Madam Chair.
Very well. Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Rillion. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of proposed resolution
The joint committee report.
I see.
The joint committee report. So there's a
I see,
motion.
Madam Chair, I will restate my my submission here. With respect to the drone ordinance, Madam Chair, we still under study about some provisions to be changed here with respect to the building that is covered by the drone. And so with the peacekeepers, we have to study also some provisions with the legal. So since all members of this body were already furnished with copies of this joint committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this committee report, Madam Chair.
We have already dispensed the reading. We are now in the adoption.
I move for the adoption of this joint committee report.
Okay, so is there any discussion?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Amendment? None. Objection? None. There being none, so Joint Committee Report number 1, submitted by the Committee on Peace, Order, and Public Safety, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Economic Enterprises. Councilor Wakan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This pertains to Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026 of the Committee on Economic Enterprise. The subject matter is the letter dated July 9, 2025 from Reti Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the honorable members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on July 10, 2025. The herein letter from Mr. Pocholo W. Melendres, Economic Enterprises Manager, endorsing the letter of intent of Honorable Alan T. Pereiras, Punong Barangay of Magugpo West, to manage and operate the 8 comfort rooms located within the Tagum City Public Market for appropriate action. Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been timely furnished with a copy of this Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Rillion and Uy Salazar. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its adoption, the adoption of the committee report.
Is there any discussion?
The discussion, for brief discussion, Madam Presiding Officer, this measure has been pending considering that it was first referred to the Commission on Audit, considering there was a request to forego with the cash tickets, and the Commission on Audit therefore submitted their reply just recently that to dispense with the cash tickets will not be favorable, Madam Presiding Officer. And as manifested by the requesting party, Madam Presiding Officer, that from the 3-year period as requested, they only requested that it be reduced to just 2 years, although it will be retroactively applied from the time it was, the contract has expired, which is July 1, 2025.
So is there any summary discussion?
That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any amendment? Objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Economic Enterprises, is hereby adopted.
Thank you,
Proceed.
Madam. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Proceed with the committee report of the Committee on Laws.
Yes, proceed.
This pertains to Committee Report Number 4, Series of 2026 of the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. The subject matter is the letter referral number 3, letter dated February 23, 2026 from Honorable Reti Uy, endorsing a draft resolution granting authority to the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, and/or the officer in charge, the City Legal Officer, Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, to institute and file petitions, oppositions, interventions, or any other appropriate legal actions, including appeals, to sign the same, the verification, and other pertinent pleadings, to review, negotiate, or to represent in any dispute resolution, compromise agreement, or settlement proposal, and to appear and represent the city government of Tagum before the judicial courts in connection with the special civil action number 588-2025 for expropriation, with motion for issuance of a writ of possession and in any related proceedings arising therefrom for appropriate legislative action. Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of this committee report number 4, series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Dato Eric Perez. And there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I therefore move for the adoption of the committee report number 4, series of 2026.
Is there any discussion?
For a brief discussion, Madam Presiding Officer, for the benefit of the members, the one that we previously deliberated and approved, that pertains to the actions pending before the ERC, or the Energy Regulatory Commission. For this particular measure at hand, this pertains to the legal actions and the cases that will be filed for the intervention under the regional trial court, or the proper the court where the special civil action number 588-2025 is pending.
Very well, thank you for that. Is there any amendment? None. Objection? There being none, therefore, Committee report number 4 submitted by the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted.
Thank you,
Next,
Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Attorney Wacan. Next, committee report, Councilor Revita is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Presenting to you Joint Committee Report number 1, series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children and Family Welfare and Social Services, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges, held at SP Session Hall at 1:45 p.m. with the subject matter, letter dated February 26 from Honorable Ray Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on February 27, 2026. Herein draft deed of donation and acceptance between Tagum Cooperative and the City Government of Tagum relative to the renovation project of Child Development Center located at Purok Sunshine, Visayan Village, and Purok Uraya, Mankilang, Tagum City, under Hope's project of the former for appropriate action. Madam Chair, since copies of the said Joint Committee report have already been furnished to this august body, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Rillion, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion? Amendment? Objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 1, submitted by the Committee on Gender, Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare and Social Services, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next, Committee Report, Councilor Catayas.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For and in behalf of the members of the Joint Committee on Labor, Employment, and Civil Service, Education and Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report number 1, series of 2026. This was conducted last March 11, 2026, and the subject matter, letter dated March 3, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, City Vice Mayor. duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on March 5, 2026. Their draft resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray Tioy to enter into a sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the study leave service contract with Rachel M. Avila effective March 16, 2026 to June 15, 2026, relative to the completion of the master's degree in basic education major in English for appropriate action. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Cataya, seconded by Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Uy Salazar and Eliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion? Amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1 submitted by the Committee on Labor, Employment and Civil Service, Education, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. From the Committee on Environmental Protection, Councilor Agripino Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For and on behalf of the members of the Joint Committee, the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, and the Committee on Barangay Affairs, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026. This was conducted last March 11, 2026 at 1:15 in the afternoon with the subject matter. This is in relation to the letter dated December 22, 2025 of the local chief executive in relation to the submitted and furnished resolution interposing no objection to cutting of one nara tree and one mango tree located in Porok Dreamville, Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City. Considering that all members of this Honorable Council has a copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Revita, Aala, and Uy Salazar. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion?
Just for information, Madam Presiding Officer, that said letter was a letter information to the Sangguniang, and it was found out during the discussion that that letter should be taken care of by the Sendro. On this regard, Madam Presiding Officer, as part of the recommendation of the Joint Committee is that the Sendro is directed to facilitate for the application of cutting permit from the Department of Environment, Natural Resources, since said particular action needs no legislative support. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for that information, Councilor Coquilla. Is there any amendment, objection? So there being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1 submitted by the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology and Barangay Affairs is hereby adopted. Next committee
Another,
report.
Madam Presiding Officer, again for and on behalf of the members of the Joint Committee, the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and the Committee on Laws, Rules and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series 2026. This was conducted last March 11, 2026 at 2 p.m. in the SP Session Hall with the subject matter. Number 1 is relating the Memorandum of Agreement by and between the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 11, and the local government of the City of Tagum regarding the installation of traffic signalization included in the scope of work for projects being implemented by DPWH Region 11 under contract with J.D. Lindo Builders, OPC. And second item, which was deliberated by the Joint Committee, was that of the letter referral or letter dated March 5, 2026 of the local chief executive relating the draft memorandum of agreement between Land Transportation Office Region 11 and the City Government of Tagum for the conduct and implementation of the Rule-Out of Barangay Outreach Support Services, dubbed and known as BOSS Project. And the last being deliberated by the Joint Committee was that of the letter dated March 5, 2026 from the local chief executive addressed to the members of the council relating the preliminary investigation report and other pertinent documents relative to the intermodal transport terminal module, or in short, TUTIT 4 project. In as much as all members of this Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this Joint Committee Report number 2, Series 2026 by the two committees, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Rillion, and Dato Eric Perez. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
So, is there any, that was the discussion, then any amendment, any objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 2, submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Proceed.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, again, in behalf or on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, being the chairperson, allow me to present this committee report number 3, Series 2026. This was conducted last March 11, 2026 at 3:30 p.m. in the special session hall, and the subject matter being deliberated was that of the letter dated March 5 from the local chief executive. This was relating the action taken by the City Development Council Executive Committee, CDC Exicom, Resolution number 1, Series 2026, adopting the amendments by inclusion and by modification of various projects in the Annual Investment Program for calendar year 2026, or known as AIP 2026, under various sources of funds, and endorsing to this council. In as much as all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this committee report number 3, Series 2026, and therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Catayas, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report number 3, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation is hereby adopted. Next committee
Another,
report.
Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges. This is in relation to the Joint Committee Report number 3, Series 2026, conducted last March 11, 2026 at 3:10 in the afternoon, where one subject matter was being deliberated. This was relating the draft memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Red Cross Davao del Norte chapter for the grant of financial assistance in the amount of 300,000 pesos as certified by the city budget officer as to its availability of funds. And considering that all members has a copy of this Joint Committee Report number 3, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Dato Eric Perez, Councilor Rillion, Catayas, and Aala. And there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I therefore move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report number 3, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, and the members also on the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulation, Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 4, Series 2026. This was conducted last March 11, 2026 at 1:25 in the afternoon. With subject matter, there are 2 items being deliberated. Number 1, this is in relation to the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the following Fisher Folks Association for the implementation of the Project Shallow, known as Safe Haven for Life Below Water. This is an ecosystem-based adaptation program through mangrove habitat and restoration with the following Fisher Folks Association. Letter A, Busaon Bintol Fisher Folks Association, San Isidro Fisher Folk Pond Operators Association, Libuganon Fisher Folks Bubutanga Pangal SLP or Sustainable Livelihood Association. Letter D, Garinan Fisher Folks Association or GAPA, and Bingkungan Kayaking and Tour Guiding Services Sustainable Livelihood Program Association. And the second item being deliberated was that of the letter dated February 27, 2026 of Honorable Ray Tiuy, the City Mayor, addressed to the Sangguniang, the draft tripartite memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum, the University of Southeastern Philippines, or known as USEP, and the Iho Resources Corporation for the public-private partnership on forest conservation and sustainable development. Considering that all members were furnished a copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 4, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Dato Eric Perez, Councilor Catayas, and Ala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I therefore move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion? Amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 4, submitted by the Committees on Environmental Protection and Ecology and Law, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, for your consideration and the consideration of the members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod, and for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series 2026. This was conducted last March 11, 2026 at 2:45 p.m. with the subject matter. This is in relation to the letter dated January 12, 2026 from the local chief executive addressed to the members of the Sangguniang through the city vice mayor. The list of projects of the city government of Tagum funded by the Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG, under the Local Government Support Fund, Support to Barangay Development Program, known as LGSF, SBDP, and the Local Government Support Fund, Financial Assistance to LGUs, known as LGSF Falgo, for fiscal year 2025. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption with some highlights of the findings and recommendation. I so move.
Yes. Is there any discussion?
Just for presentation, Madam Presiding Officer, so that the public may know, and would like to again take this opportunity of thanking DILG and for the LGSF, SBDP, and LGSF Falgo for the 11 projects being handed over, or the 11 projects that were granted and were approved by the DILG. namely the construction of multi-purpose building at City Hall compound, Barangay Apukon, Tagum City. Number 2, concreting of road in Barangay Mangkilam to Barangay San Miguel. By the way, Madam Presiding Officer, the construction of multi-purpose building at City Hall compound is the identified project as a congressional office, so that every time that we'll be having a new or a coming member of the House of Representatives representing District 2 or District 1 rather, he or she has an office and again and other facilities, Madam Presiding Officer. For number 2, concreting of roads for Mangkilam to San Miguel. This will connect Purok Manga to Purok Sais of San Miguel. Number 3, concreting of road of Timog, Barangay Madaom, San Isidro. This will connect Barangay Bisayan Village to San Isidro. For construction of multi-purpose building in Barangay San Agustin, Tagum City. This is part of their barangay hall. And lastly, construction of multi-purpose building in Barangay Libuganon. And this is the proposed barangay hall of Barangay Libuganon. And all these things, Madam Presiding, other projects will be coming. And the purpose of fast-tracking on this committee report and on the latter part on the submission of this to the plenary for consideration and approval for second final reading because of the price escalation. So we need to fast-track because of the rising cost of the fuel that will cause also the changes of costing for materials. So that's why I'm appealing on the latter part for the support of the members of the council. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for that information. Any amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 3 submitted by the Committees on Public Works, Facilities, Utilities, Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Submitting to you the Joint Committee Report number 1 series of 2026 submitted by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, with the following subject matter. From the 25th regular session, the draft City Ordinance number 101 series of 2026, an ordinance institutionalizing the Seal of Good Youth Governance or the SGYG in the City of Tagum and allocating funds for the purpose thereof. Since all members of the Sangguniang have already read and browsed the full text of the committee report, for this reason, Madam Presiding Officer, I move to dispense with its reading.
Moved by our SK Federation President, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 1 submitted by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report.
Madam Presiding Officer.
Yes, Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This pertains to the Joint Committee Report number 1, series of 2026 by the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology last March 11, 2026, 4 p.m. here, SP Session Hall, New City Hall Building. This pertains to the draft resolution approving the implementation of the High-Valued Commercial Crops Production Support Program and fabrication of garbage receptacles projects to be funded under the Energy Regulation number 1-94 or ER1-94 program of the Department of Energy and certifying the same that the identified projects are consistent with the approved development and land use plan. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer. I move to dispense with the reading of this joint committee, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Perez, Ala, Eliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1 submitted by the Committees on Agriculture and Food and Environmental Protection and Ecology is hereby adopted.
Another committee report, Madam Chair. This pertains to the Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026 on the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges last March 11, 2026 at 4:15 p.m. here at SP Session Hall with only one subject matter. This pertains to the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the beneficiaries of the Livestock Commodity Grant Program of our City Veterinaries Office. Madam Chair, I so move.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Rillion and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with. Nakikopy sa resolution.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 3 submitted by the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Nakikopy? Wala. We do not have a copy of the resolution and the Memorandum of Agreement. It's not attached to the committee report.
Wala pang resolution, Madam Chair, since the recommendation will be scheduled on
March 23.
next session, since there is just a study and verification of the beneficiaries for the resolution to be passed, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much.
Another committee report, Madam Chair. This pertains to the Joint Committee Report Number 7, Series of 2026, on the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges last March 11, 2026, 3 p.m. Here at SP Session Hall, New City Hall Building, with 5 subject matters. First is the draft resolution number 463, series of 2026, which pertains to the deed of usufruct entered into between the City Government of Tagum and the certain national government agencies over parcels of land situated at Energy Park and Institutional Services Center, Barangay Apacon, Tagum City, authored by Councilor Attorney Edmar Duacan. Next is the 29th regular session letter number 2, which pertains to the draft deed of donation of the parcel of land owned by the following donors intended for the road, right-of-way, and open spaces located at Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, in favor of the City Government of Tagum for appropriate action. To wit, number 1, Romano Arguillo, and number 2, Andre Carlo Ching. The third subject matter would be the 4th regular session, letter number 3, dated last October 13, 2025, addressed to the honorable members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, our Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretariat to the Sangguniang last October 14, 2025. This is the LHB Resolution Number 11, Series of 2025, entitled A Resolution Recommending the Approval of the Imposition of the Real Property Tax, or RPTs, to all relocation sites in the name of City Government of Tagum, with the awardees beneficiaries as administrator. Fourth subject matter is 33rd regular session, letter number 1. This pertains to the draft absolute deed of donation for the road right-of-way located at Barangay Magdum and Barangay Magugpo West, with the following donors in favor of the City Government of Tagum for appropriate action. First is Leonardo Haranilla B. and next is Jose B. Agan et al. The fifth subject matter will be the 26th regular session, letter number 2. This pertains to the draft extrajudicial settlement of estate with absolute deed of donation for the parcel of land owned by the following heir or donor. Just the number 2 subject matter, Madam Presiding Officer, for Julito Bano Jr., since the number 1 has already been approved. With this, Madam Chair, I move to dispense with the reading of Joint Committee Report Number 7, Series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Caasi. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 7, submitted by the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next, Committee Report, Education. Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Joint Committee Report Number 4, Series of 2026, submitted by Joint Committees on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges with 3 subject matters. Number 1, letter dated February 10, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, address to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabillo, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on February 13, 2026, the herein draft Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the following institution relative to the Student Internship Program for appropriate action to with number 1, St. Mary's College of Tagum Incorporated, and number 2, St. Mary's College of Baganga Incorporated. Number 2, the subject matter, letter dated March 5, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabillo, City Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on the same date, the herein draft renewal of Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and STI Tagum Incorporated for Student Internship Program. Number 3, amending the City Ordinance Number 770, Series of 2016, also known as the Basic Educational Aid Program or BAP of Tagum City. Since copies were given of the Joint Committee Report Number 4, Series of 2026, I move to the dispense of the reading of the said Joint Committee. Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Kaasi, and there being no objection, the reading
Madam
of its
Chair,
full
observation.
text is hereby dispensed with.
Just an observation, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
after the adoption?
Before the adoption, Madam Chair, dapat.
Okay. What is the observation?
Observation, there are 2 observations, Madam Chair. First is the representation of the guest list on number 1. It's Miss Nonely Camanzo. Next, Madam Chair, on the during the discussion, Madam Chair, it was represented on the committee report that our CHRMO officer, Ma'am Jan Palermo, has discussed, but it wasn't reflected on the guest list as well, Madam Chair. Maybe the good gentleman of Mangkilam can propose some amendments, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Since I move for its
Adoption.
Honorable Presiding Officer.
So is there any discussion, any amendment?
Amendment, Honorable Presiding Officer, that all of the observation of my fellow colleague, Honorable Bernard Kasi, will be amended to include those mentioned in the guest list, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, so moved by Councilor Aala, duly seconded by Councilor Catayas and Rillion. Is there any discussion, amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, that amendment is hereby approved.
Another amendment, Honorable Presiding
Proceed.
Officer, that in the part of the recommendation, Honorable Presiding Officer, in the last statement, that the Basic Educational Aid Program Ordinance through the recommendation of Honorable Agripino G. Coquilla Jr. be referred back to the Joint Committee and be subjected to another committee hearing in order to refine the same before it shall be presented again before the plenary.
Okay, so that will be inserted after the paragraph,
Last paragraph of the recommendation. Yes.
before the adjournment. Okay, so there's motion to amend. Is there any discussion? Amendment, objection, there being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
Thank you.
So is there, back to the main motion, is there any objection? There being none, therefore joint committee report number 4 submitted by the Committees on Education, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted with 2 amendments. Some more committee reports. There being none, the chair declares for a few minutes recess. Let us now proceed to the next order of business, the calendar of business. Councilor Wapan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for the approval of the calendar of business as stated in our notice of the 34th regular session dated March 16, 2026.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Rillion, Kaasi, and Catayas. Is there any discussion, any amendment to the calendar of business? Councilor Coquilla is recognized, followed by Councilor Rillion.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May we know from our Secretary the number for resolution?
Madam President, that will be resolution number 540.
Thank you. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 540, series of 2026, with the title, A Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract agreement with Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation for the concreting of local roads at Barangay Mangkilam to Barangay San Miguel, Tagum City, funded by the Local Government Support Fund, Support to Barangay Development Program, or known as LGSF SBDP for fiscal year 2025. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Uy Salazar, Catayas, and Kaasi. There being no objection, resolution number 540 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 541, series 2026, with the title, Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract agreement with Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation for the construction of multipurpose building at City Hall Compound, Barangay Apukon, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units, LGSF Falgo, for fiscal year 2025. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, resolution number 541 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 542, series 2026, with the title, A Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract agreement with NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation for the concreting of roads at Timog Avenue, Barangay Madaong to Barangay San Isidro, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, Support to Barangay Development Program, LGSF SBDP for fiscal year 2025. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Elliot. Therefore, resolution number 542 is included under unassigned business.
And another, Madam Presiding Officer, move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 543, series 2026, with the title, A Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract agreement with Mighty Builders and Supply Corporation for the construction of multipurpose building at Barangay Libuganon, Tagum City, funded by the Local Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units, LGSF Falgo, for fiscal year 2025. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 543 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, as recommended by the Joint Committee on Environment and Committee on Laws, allow me to state omnibusly, Madam Presiding Officer, the inclusion, since they are of the same subject matter. Draft resolution number 544. This is in relation to the Memorandum of Agreement for Busaon Bintol Fisher Fox Sustainable Livelihood Association. I so move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, resolution number 544 is included under unassigned business.
I move for inclusion, draft resolution number 545 relating shallow project with Bingkungan Kayaking and Tour Guiding Services Sustainable Livelihood Association. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Catayas and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution 545 is included under unassigned business.
I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 546, Series 2026. This is for relating the MOA for Project Shallow with Libuganon Fisher Fox Bubo Tangab Pangal SLP Association. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas, Revita, and Rillion. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 546 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 547, Series 2026. Memorandum of Agreement with the Garinan Fisher Fox Association, GAPA, under Project Shallow. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 547 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 548, Series 2026, with the title relating the MOA with San Isidro Fisher Fox Fund Operators Association, or SIPOA, for the proposed project Shallow. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita, Eliot, and Catayas, and there being no objection. Resolution number 548 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, as recommended by the Joint Committee number 3 of Committee on Finance and Laws, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 549, Series 2026, with the title, Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, with the Philippine Red Cross, Davao del Norte Chapter, for the grant of financial assistance, the amount of 300,000 pesos. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas, and there being no objection. Therefore, resolution number 549 included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 550, Series 2026, with the title, Resolution Approving the Amendments of the Annual Investment Program for Calendar Year 2026, AIP CY 2026, by inclusion and modification, as embodied under City Development Council Executive Committee Resolution number 1, Series 2026. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita, Uy, Salazar, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 550 is included under unassigned business.
And finally, Madam Presiding Officer, move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 551, Series 2026, with the title, A Resolution Authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a Memorandum of Agreement with the Land Transportation Office, Region 11, for the conduct and implementation of the rollout of Barangay Outreach and Support Services, BOSS Project. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 551 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Rillion is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I would like to ask the Secretariat for the resolution number.
That would be Resolution 5.
and 14 centavos.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Revita. There being no objection, therefore Resolution 552 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move to include under unassigned business draft resolution number 553, series of 2026, a resolution confirming supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Magdum, amounting to 530,994 pesos and 46 centavos.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Revita. There being no objection, therefore Resolution number 553 is included under unassigned business.
Lastly, Madam Presiding Officer, I move to include under unassigned business draft city ordinance number 101 series of 2026, an ordinance institutionalizing the seal of good youth governance or SGYG in the city of Tagum and allocating funds for the purpose thereof.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Revita. There being no objection, therefore draft city ordinance number 101 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Wakan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for inclusion draft resolution number 554, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the Memorandum of Agreement with Barangay Magugpug West to operate and manage the 8 comfort rooms at the Tagum City Public Market at Barangay West, Tagum City. I move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Rillion, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore draft resolution number 554 is included under unassigned business.
Another draft resolution for inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer, as recommended under Committee Report number 4 of the Committee on Laws, a resolution number 555, a resolution granting authority to the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, and or the officer in charge, the City Legal Officer, Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, to institute and file petitions, oppositions, interventions, or any other appropriate legal actions, including appeals, to sign the same, the verification and other pertinent pleadings, to review, negotiate, or represent in any dispute resolution, compromise agreement, or settlement proposal, and to appear and represent the City Government of Tagum before judicial courts in connection with the Special Civil Action Number 588-2025 for expropriation, with motion for issuance of a writ of possession and in any related proceedings arising therefrom. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Catayas, Eliot, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 555 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Lemos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Amendment for inclusion is resolution number 531, series of 2026. A resolution commending the Philippine Coast Guard, PCG, particularly Coast Guard Station Davao del Norte and its substations in Tagum City, for their exemplary service and significant contributions to maritime security, safety, law enforcement, search and rescue, and environmental protection within the waters of Tagum City. I move for this inclusion, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Uy Salazar, Rillion, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution 531 is included under unassigned business. Some more?
Amendment for inclusion, another thing, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 556 entitled A Resolution Approving and Adopting the Local Anti-Criminality Action Plan, LACAP, for calendar year 2026 as recommended by the City Peace and Order Council. I move for this inclusion, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 556 is included included under unassigned business. Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For inclusion under unassigned business, it's resolution number 557. A resolution authorizing City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to effect the termination of specific usufructs entered into between the City Government of Tagum and certain national government agencies over parcels of land situated at the Energy Park and Institutional Services Center, Barangay Apocon, Tagum City. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Wacan, Rillion, and Coquilla. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 557 is included under unassigned business.
Another inclusion, Madam Chair, is resolution number 558, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to sign and accept on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Jose B. Agan et al. For a road right-of-way located in Barangay Magdum, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Revita, Rillion, and Wacan. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 558 is included under unassigned business.
Another inclusion, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 559, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to sign and accept on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Leonardo Haranilla for a road right-of-way located in Barangay Magupo West, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Revita and Rillion. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 559 is included under unassigned business.
Another inclusion, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 560, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to sign and accept on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Romano R. Gilio for a road right-of-way located in Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Wacan, Revita, Catayas, and Rillion. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 560 is included under unassigned business.
Another inclusion, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 561, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to sign and accept on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Romano R. Gilio for a community facilities, parks, and playground located in Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Rillion, Wacan, Revita, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 561 is included under unassigned business.
Another inclusion, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 562, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to sign and accept on behalf of the City Government of Tagum absolute deed of donation from Andre Carlo D. Ching for a road right-of-way located in Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Revita, Eliot, Latayas, Wacan. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 562 is included under unassigned business.
Another inclusion under unassigned business, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 563, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Riti Uy to sign and accept on behalf of the City Government of Tagum absolute deed of donation from Andre Carlo D. Ching for community facilities, parks, and playground located in Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Revita, Wacan, and Rillion. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 563 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Ala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Resolution number 564,
Yes.
Series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement for Student Internship Program with St. Mary's College Incorporated. I move for its inclusion, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Revita, Catayas, and Eliot. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 564 is included under unassigned business.
Amendment for inclusion under unassigned business, resolution number 565, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement for Student Internship Program with St. Mary's College of Baganga Incorporated. I move for its inclusion, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 565 is included under unassigned business.
Another Honorable Presiding Officer, resolution number 566, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement for Students Internship Program with STI College of Tagum Incorporated. I move for its inclusion, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Revita, Uy Salazar, and Eliot. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 566 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Revita.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May I ask the Secretary what is the number of the resolution?
It's 567, Madam.
567. Thank you. For inclusion under unassigned business, resolution number 567, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the Honorable City Mayor to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deed of donation and acceptance with the Tagum Cooperative relative to the renovation project of child development centers under its home project located at Purok Sunshine, Visayan Village, and Purok Uraya, Mankilam, Tagum City. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 567 is included under an assigned business.
Another inclusion under an assigned business. May I ask the Secretary the resolution number?
It's 568, Madam.
568. Recommended during the committee meeting a resolution commending Tagum Cooperative for its generous support in the renovation of Child Development Center and for its commitment to community development in the city of Tagum. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 568 is included under an assigned business. Councilor Catayas.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for inclusion under an assigned business draft resolution number 569, series of 2026. A resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the study leave service of contract with Rachel M. Avila effective March 16, 2026 to June 15, 2026, relative the completion of the latter's master degree in basic education major in English.
Moved by Councilor Catayas, seconded by Councilors Aala, Uy Salazar, Eliot, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 569 is included under an assigned business. Some more inclusions. There being none, back to the main motion as amended 32 times. Is there any objection? There being none, the calendar of business as amended 32 times is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the measures on second reading.
Under second reading, we have resolution number 532, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ricky Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for, and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the broadcast contract with FM Radio Broadcasting Station, represented by its proprietor, Mr. Billy Daniel B. Dulatre, for the provision of airtime and related services for the City Government information and dissemination.
Councilor Lemos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the second time that we move this measure to lay on the table subject to submission of some documentary lacking requirements from the radio station's end. But until now, despite our notice to Mr. Dulatri, the documents required by this body has not yet been forwarded. So for the last time, still I moved to lay this on the table for the last time. So if they cannot submit the required documents, then this time that we will send back this to the proper committee. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay,
I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala, Revita and Rillion, and there being no objection, resolution number 532 is laid on the table. Let us now proceed to measures on, unassigned business.
Under unassigned business, Madam President, first item is resolution number 540, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ricky Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for, and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract agreement with Ruplino Seismundo Construction Corporation for the concreting of local roads at Barangay Mangkilang to Barangay San Miguel, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, Support to Barangay Development Program for fiscal year 2025.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this resolution, and again, Madam Presiding Officer, with your permission, can I proceed and present this as an omnibus motion, Madam Presiding
Yes,
Officer?
proceed.
I move omnibusly for the dispensation of the reading of the full text, full content of draft resolution number 540, 541, 542, and 543 and 543. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading, draft resolution number 540 to 541, 542, and 543. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Any discussion?
For information to the members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod and to the listening public about these four resolutions. This resolution number 541 series 2026 is the resolution that will authorize the local chief executive to enter into and sign a contract agreement with Ruplino Seismundo Construction Corporation for the concreting of local roads. Specifically, that will cover in barangay from Purok, Manga, Barangay Mangkilang to San Miguel of the city with a contract amount of we covered by PO number 26-02-0027, and this was covered by BAC resolution number 16-2026, and the amount for this one is amounting to 30 million pesos, and the winning bid was covered by the stipulation of this of the contract. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, the winning bid was that of 29,699,994.6 pesos. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, to cover the 4 resolutions, Madam Presiding Officer, there's a stipulation on the last whereas, Madam Presiding Officer, to take note that it is the responsibility of the City Architect's Office and the Bids and Awards Committee of the City of Tagum to exercise due diligence, ensure no wastage of government funds, ascertain the true and correct staking, and ensure the project cost shall not exceed the allowable cost prescribed by appropriate government agencies, and certify that there was no price excessiveness. With this, Madam Presiding Officer, to ensure that the City Council would like to emphasize that the implementing office, specifically in the course of review and evaluation of the project execution, that it's incumbent upon the City Planning and Development Office, being the head secretariat for the Project Monitoring Committee, to regularly inspect the project, and is highly requested to submit to the Sangguniang its monthly report based on the committed and function of the City Engineering Office for the regular submission of status of projects, not only for this particular fund source, but to all infrastructure projects of the city government. This cover, Madam Presiding Officer, resolutions number 540 to 543. In like manner, Madam Presiding Officer, resolution number 541 is a project, and coverage is construction of multi-purpose building. This will cover the Congressional Office of District 1, gymnasium and warehouse, and this is located adjacent to the diagnostic center at the back on the right portion of the City Hall. And again, the amount, the source of fund of this one is 80 million pesos. And this was the bidding, the responsive bidder that was awarded by this was that of the contractor named Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation. And this is a Tagum-based contractor. For resolution number 542, this is a project for the concreting of local roads at Timog Avenue, Barangay Madaom to Barangay San Isidro. And landmark for identification is that the road near the junction, the convenience store after the bridge of Timog going to Barangay San Isidro, and this will cover on the ABC. This will connect the existing concreted road, Madam Presiding Officer, that will use to access Velasco Village, Madam Presiding Officer, going straight to Barangay San Isidro. The amount of the project budget is 30 million pesos, and this will with a length of 1.2 kilometers project coverage. For The last project, and this is the initial 4, the first 4, because they are still processing the other 7 projects. There are 11 projects being under the LGSF. And for resolution number 543, this is relating the construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Libuganon, Tagum City. And this is the proposed and the future barangay hall of Barangay Libuganon, amounting to 12 million pesos. The design would be, it's a typical design like Barangay Kuambugan. The amount is 12 million. This was covered by, covered by the supporting documents, namely all these 4 projects sufficiently submitted all the necessary requirements to commence the bidding. And the intended work duration for the construction of multipurpose barangay hall building, Barangay Hall of Barangay Libuganon, is 180 working days. For others, Madam Presiding Officer, they have their respective contract duration. For the other contract, Madam Presiding Officer, specifically for the road, this is based on the calendar days, the 200 calendar days for both Timog and Mangkilam and San Miguel. So, again, Madam Presiding Officer, this was certified by the Executive Department as urgent, though there was no certification, but there was a request that this would be passed immediately to the Sangguniang because of the rising cost of construction materials. Thereby, this will affect also, and this contract will close will bind the parties to, again, to comply all the necessary stipulations of the contract. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for that information, Councilor Coquilla. The Chair is soliciting the wisdom of the two of our Chairperson Committee on Laws or the Vice Chairperson if this contract is properly named as contract agreement. Isn't that redundant? Councilor Wakan or Councilor Lemos?
Madam Presiding Officer, considering that in contracts, it's not the nomenclature that will govern, but the body of the contract itself, which provides that it is for the construction of the foregoing LGSF project. So the said contract, I believe, will suffice with the requirements, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, the Chair declares for a few minutes recess.
Amin na lang. Madam Presiding Officer, because of we are now concerning on the form. We are done with the substance. So to this case, Madam Presiding Officer, thank you for your comment on the title of the project. But stipulations of the title shall be changed to contract for infrastructure projects for the 4 projects. I so move omnibussly.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, that amendment is hereby approved.
Another amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all stipulations that covers the embodying resolution and the content of the resolution, the content of the contract for infrastructure project be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Ala. There being no objection, therefore, these four resolutions shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, if there are no other further discussions, I move that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of these resolutions. Resolution number 541, 542, 54, and 543.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Tayas. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these four resolutions.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that resolutions number 540, 541, 542, 543 be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Kaasi. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor William. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution numbers 540, 541, 542, and 543 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 544, a resolution authorizing Honorable Waity Uy, City Mayor, to enter and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a memorandum of agreement with the Busaon Bintol Fisher Folks SLP Association, or BINFA, for the proposed project Shallow, or Safe Haven for Life Below Water, ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat and restoration.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. On behalf of the members of the two committees, the Committee on Environmental Protection, Committee on Laws, allow me to present, with your permission, Madam Presiding Officer, that this representation will be proposing and be submitting all these resolutions number 544, 543, 544, 545, 546, 547, and 548 be omnibussly be presented to the floor.
Yes, proceed.
Thank you. I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that the full text of the draft resolution, the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 544, 545, 546, 547, and 548 be dispensed with. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Perez, Catayas, Revita, Elliott, Aala, and Rillion. There being no objection, the reading of the full text of these five resolutions are dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading draft resolution number 544, 545, 546, 547, 548 with their respective titles. I so move for approval for second reading. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Just a brief discussion, Madam Presiding Officer, that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sustainable Livelihood Program Associations or Livelihood Program Associations and People's Organization, Madam Presiding Officer, passes through the rigors of selection process from the City Environment Natural Resources Office of the city, and henceforth they were given the opportunity to again be in collaboration with the city in our quest for improving the habitat of the fishes and the water resources of the city, of the wetland of the city, thereby based on our submitted proposal to the Department of Finance, because this will be financed by the Department of Finance, Madam Presiding Officer. This is covered by one among the referrals under first reading, Madam Presiding Officer, about the project Shallow, and we will be again receive funding from the Department of Finance amounting to a tune of 8.2 million pesos with our counterpart. Hence, this project will finally be implemented after all the documentary requirements. One among the documentary requirements to be submitted to the Department of Finance through electronic mail are these draft resolutions, this draft resolution and the content of memorandum of agreement. Hence, we will be authorizing the local chief executive, Mayor Ray Uy, to sign, representing the city government of Tagum, with this, with Busaon Bintol Fisher Folks Association for Bingkungan Kayaking and Tour Guiding, for Fisher Folks from Libuganon, MOA with Garinan Fisher Folks Association, and no less than the president of Garinan was here observing and witnessing the deliberation of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod. Their presence serves as their willingness to undertake the projects. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, all these Sustainable Livelihood Program beneficiaries will receive 10 pesos for the propagation, 10 pesos every propagules, meaning to say seedlings of mangrove raised by the association. So the amount is about 30 to 50% of the total amount of 8.2 million. Thank you, Madam Presiding
Okay,
Officer.
so thank you for that information. Proceed, Councilor Coquilla, to the amendments.
For the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all the stipulations covering the content of draft resolution number 544 up to 548 be subjected to form and style as moved.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, these 5 resolutions shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of these resolution 544 up to resolution number 548. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these 5 resolutions.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that resolutions number 544 to 548 be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Lazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore, resolution numbers 544, 545, 546, 547, and 548 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 549, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray City Mayor to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Red Cross, Davao del Norte Chapter for the grant of financial assistance to the amount of 300,000 pesos.
Councilor Coquilla.
Madam Presiding Officer, since all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod present this session, Madam Presiding Officer, have already read and browsed over the content of draft resolution number 549, series 2026. I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Revita, Kaasi, Aala, Elliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading draft resolution number 549, series 2026. I so move.
Seconded by Councilor Aala, Kaasi, and Revita. Is there any discussion?
Just for information, Madam Presiding Officer, and for the record, Madam Presiding Officer, during the joint committee meeting, and committee hearing conducted last March 11, 2026. The presence of the officer in charge of the Philippine Red Cross Davao del Norte chapter was she was present in the person of Miss Lorly M. Bukad, and with their bookkeeper of said Red Cross Davao del Norte chapter, the person of Miss Jenny C. Kapangpangan, and substantially provide us the information about the regularity of the submission of the fund utilization and fund utilization report. It was duly certified by the city accountant on their submitted fund utilization report, and so with attached during in the referral, Madam Presiding Officer, there was an attached certification from the city budget office that indeed and in truth that there's fund intended for the purpose. Before it was 200,000 and now increased to 300,000 pesos, and this will cover and support programs of Philippine Red Cross, specifically on the training for disaster management training and basic first aid training of Tagum City and entire Davao del Norte. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, we are again we renewed our partnership with the Philippine Red Cross in providing services to the public. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
On the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all the stipulations of the embodying resolution, the content of memorandum of agreement, with the insertion of Sangguniang Panlungsod resolution number to the memorandum of agreement under the city government Tagum as contracting party be inscribed in the MOA with request for the Secretary to the Sangguniang to cause necessary corrections, and this would be subject to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 549 shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this draft resolution number 549, Series 2026.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There be no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of resolution number 549.
I move finally that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Eliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor E. Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rinyo. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 549 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 550, a resolution approving the amendments of the annual investment program for calendar year 2026 by inclusion and modification as embodied under City Development Council Executive Committee Resolution number 1, Series of 2026.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, allow me to present this draft resolution number 550, Series 2026. And considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this draft resolution, including the items for inclusion and modification from the CDC, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas and Uy Salazar. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading, draft resolution number 550, Series 2026.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Just for information again, Madam Presiding Officer, in the name of transparency and the full disclosure of the works undertaken by the CDC, the City Development Council, because the exclusivity of the function of the City Development Council is to ascertain the inclusion of the different plans, programs, and activities to cover calendar year 2026. And there are new projects and programs of the City Government of Tagum. To name a few, we have a special program, the subject for inclusion called Special Assistance for Livelihood and Income Generation, and in short called SALIG program, covered by City Ordinance number 1093 Series 2025. The budget appropriated for this one under the EIP is 3 million, and down to the concreting and of roads, concreting multipurpose pavement, and this was again will cover, Madam Presiding Officer, to support the just recently approved resolution from this council on the previous sessions regarding the change or transfer of location, and this will support. And for the second page, for inclusion, there are items that delineate the completion of school buildings at La Filipina High School. The 3-story building, La Filipina High School, we put premium in supporting the infrastructure requirements of our schools, namely La Filipina High School, Tagum City National High School, and the construction multipurpose building for sports, music, arts at Rotary Park, and construction and concreting of batching plant, acquisition of lots, which were covered by the proposed availment of the loan, and this will cover. And one other for school building support for completion of 2-story Laureta High School building at Barangay San Miguel, and renovation of the City Public Market, Barangay West, acquisition of service vehicles, establishment of children's park. These are the identified projects to support for the identified purpose of the loan, and other items that will support for the purpose of the loan. And for modification, Madam Presiding Officer, this is for the increase of fund, and another project identification under the PPA description of Madaom Creek Development. If we happen to visit Madaom, there are identified projects for tourism-related projects in Barangay Madaom. And again, once considered under the modification and included in our EIP, we will be again soliciting support from national agencies to augment the existing fund of the city for the development of our tourism sites of the city government of Tagum. Hence, again, Madam Presiding Officer, that support from the members of the council is earnestly requested for to fast-track the approval of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Coquilla. Proceed now.
Madam Presiding Officer, that all stipulations that covers this draft resolution be subjected to form and style as moved.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Revita. There be no objection. Therefore, this resolution shall be subjected to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of Resolution number 550, Series 2026.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala. Therefore, without there being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that resolution number 550 be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla that this be approved and second and final reading, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Ala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Taasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor William. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 550 is approved and second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 551, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray City Mayor to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Land Transportation Office, Region 11, for the conduct and implementation of the rollout of barangay outreach and support services or BOS.
Councilor Coquilla, what is your pleasure?
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Again, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and the Committee on Laws, Rules and Privileges, as Chairperson, Committee on Public Works, as the head committee, allow me to present this draft resolution number 551, Series 2026. And considering that this draft resolution is one among the attachment of Committee Report number 2, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Elliot, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala and Revita, also Wakan. Is there any discussion?
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, the public should know about the collaboration to be made by and between the Land Transportation Office, known as LTO, that, for the entire region, Region 11, for the conduct and implementation of the rollout of barangay outreach and support services, known as BOS. And during the joint committee hearing conducted by the Committee on Public Works and Committee on Laws, no less than our guests were present, and the OIC Assistant Regional Director, LTO Region 11, was present in the person of Sir Joel T. Mandaya, and again supported by the LTO Tagum District Officer of LTO in the person of Ma'am Karen May D. Torolio. And during the committee hearing, it was presented thoroughly the role of the Land Transportation Office. They will provide every barangay, and they will conduct the LTO caravan to every barangays. And the rule of the barangay is the conduct of inventory of vehicles within their barangay, and again to inform LTO about their request for renewal of driver's license, issuance of student permits, and renewal of their vehicles right there in their barangay. Meaning to say that LTO is reaching out every barangay of the city of Tagum, and this will formally forge an agreement with LTO and with Tagum City. And on the separate in an decided occasion, Madam Presiding Officer, once this will be approved, because who will act as a witness, or the witnesses for this, Madam Presiding Officer, are the punong barangays of every barangays, because they will be, again, will take part in the program of the LTO. So in a formal occasion, the signing of this memorandum agreement will be executed and or be scheduled. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, this will finally give finally, again, this will finally educate Tagumeños because for the record, Madam Presiding Officer, the record from the Davao Regional Medical Center reveal that entire Davao del Norte, Tagum City has the most number of vehicular accidents. Meaning to say, again, this program will further educate drivers on the driver's education at the same time on the dynamics and or how driving will be observed in the city of Tagum. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
So thank you for that information, Councilor Cotilla. Proceed to the amendments.
The amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, on the content of Memorandum of Agreement, Tagum City, to inscribe resolution number 551, the number 551, to the blank portion of the MOA. I so move, Madam Presiding
Moved by
Officer.
Councilor Cotilla, second by Councilor Aala, Eliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, the number 551 shall be inscribed on the blank, the resolution.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, that the content of this draft resolution, the embedding resolution, and the content of memorandum agreement be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Cotilla that this resolution be subjected to form and style. Seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 551 shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present the co-proponent of this resolution number 551. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Cotilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Cotilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Eliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Toquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rilwan. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 551 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 552, a resolution confirming supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Libuganon, amounting to 212,643 pesos and 14 centavos.
Councilor Leon is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since resolution numbers 552 and 553 are of the same nature, Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to ask for consideration for an omnibus motion.
Let's proceed.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move to dispense the reading of draft resolutions number 552 and 553 series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Leon, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text shall be dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Leon, seconded by Councilor Revita. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Presiding Officer. During our, the joint committee meeting or hearing was conducted last March 11, 2026 at 8 a.m., 3rd floor SB Session Hall of the new City Hall building, wherein the the Sangguniang Kabataan Council was represented by its chair. The SK Libuganon was represented by its chairperson, Honorable Patrick V. Aquino, and SK Magdum was duly represented by its chairperson as well, Honorable Larry Y. Labastida Jr. It is stated, during the said committee hearing, Ma'am Rowena Breeze, our City Budget Officer 3, confirmed that the SKs of Barangay Libuganon and Barangay Magdum had submitted the revised and/or compliant SK supplemental budget that conforms to the provisions of Republic Act 1176-8 and other applicable accounting, auditing rules and regulations in the disbursement of the SK fund. That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that. Councilor Leon, proceed.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that all members physically present be co-proponent. Amendment. Yes,
Yes,
Madam.
amendment. Councilor Luis Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. To state a few minor amendments on the first part of the resolution, the second whereas, and then the now therefore part. The amount for the Sangguniang Barangay Libuganon, it's stated in the wording the amount of 2 for the 200, but in the numerical form, it's stated the number 1. So just to clarify if whether it is 2 or 1, I move that the whereas be amended to read whether it is really the 2 or the 1. Thank you.
Okay.
Madam Presiding
Yes.
Officer, it is read as 112,643 pesos and 14 centavos.
So kindly, there was a motion to amend, seconded by Councilor Perez. So the correct number is 1 instead of 2. It's 100. Okay, so is there any discussion, amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, therefore, that amendment is hereby approved.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that all members physically present be co-proponents of the said measures.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Perez. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these two resolutions.
Finally, Madam Presiding Officer, it was recommended during the committee hearing that both of these measures be approved for second and final reading for today's regular session.
Okay, so there's a motion for the approval and second and final reading, seconded by Councilor Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Kaasi. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ayala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members physically present in favor.
All members physically present being in favor, therefore resolution number 552 and 553 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, Madam Chair, we have City Ordinance, Draft City Ordinance number 101, Series of 2026, an ordinance institutionalizing the Seal of Good Youth Governance, or SGYG, in the City of Tagum and allocating funds for the purpose thereof.
Councilor Rillion is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move to dispense the reading of Draft City Ordinance number 101, Series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilors Luis Salazar and Elliot. There being no objection, therefore the reading of the full text of Draft City Ordinance number 101 is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Madam Presiding Officer, allow me to briefly sponsor and discuss the proposed City Ordinance number 101, Series of 2026, entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing the Seal of Good Youth Governance, or SGYG, in the City of Tagum and allocating funds for the purpose thereof. Madam Presiding Officer, the proposed measure seeks to institutionalize the SGYG as a merit-based recognition and assessment mechanism that evaluates and highlights the performance of youth governance institutions in the City of Tagum. These include the Sangguniang Kabataan Councils, student government organizations, youth organizations, and youth-serving organizations operating within the city. The program aims to promote the principles of transparency, accountability, participation, effectiveness, inclusivity, responsiveness, and sustainability in the implementation of youth-related programs, projects, and policies. Through this ordinance, the City Government of Tagum seeks to establish a structured framework for assessing and recognizing exemplary youth governance, thereby encouraging youth institutions to strengthen their administrative capability, financial accountability, legislative productivity, and youth development initiatives. Madam Presiding Officer, during the joint committee meeting on the Committee on Youth and Sports Development and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, several observations and findings were discussed. Our City Youth Development Officer, Mr. Eluji Macabatas, MDCM, presented the policy briefer of the proposed ordinance and explained that the SGYG is intended to serve as an incentivized mechanism that recognizes the performance of youth governance institutions in areas such as administrative capability, financial accountability, youth development initiatives, and legislative accomplishments. During the committee discussion, it was noted that many SK councils encounter challenges in complying with administrative and documentation requirements, including the timely preparation of youth development plans, submission of financial documents, and proper documentation of council sessions and youth activities. It was also emphasized that there are instances where SK councils experience difficulty in ensuring timely compliance with financial reporting requirements to the Commission on Audit, highlighting the need for stronger guidance and monitoring mechanisms from the city government. Madam Presiding Officer, the proposed ordinance addresses these governance challenges by establishing a clear system of assessment, monitoring, and recognition, which will motivate youth institutions to improve governance practices while promoting accountability and transparency in the use of public funds. Another component of the ordinance is the timeline for the preparation and submission of the mandatory plans, budgets, reports of the Sangguniang Kabataan, which are required under existing national policies and administrative guidelines. For the annual budget process, the cycle begins with the issuance of the national tax allotment by the DBM from June to July. From June to August, the barangay conducts the Barangay Income Forum, which determines the total sources of income of the barangay that will serve as the basis for the preparation of the annual budget of the SKs. Thereafter, the certification of the 10% SK fund must be issued by the barangay treasurer on or before September 15. The preparation of the proposed SK annual budget is undertaken from July until October 15, after which the proposed budget must be submitted to the SK Council on October 16 for deliberation. Beginning October 16 onwards, the SK Council conducts its deliberation and approval process, ensuring that the budget reflects the priorities and needs of the youth sector. All SK annual budgets must be approved on or before December 31 through a resolution of the SK Council together with the required supporting documents. Once approved, the budget must be submitted within 10 days to the Office of the Sangguniang Panlungsod Secretary through the City Budget Office for review. Similarly, supplemental budgets may be processed at any time of the year, provided that the approved supplemental budget resolution and supporting documents are submitted within 10 days after the approval to the Office of the Sangguniang Panlungsod Secretary through the City Budget Office. Madam Presiding Officer, in relation to the Youth Development Planning, the Comprehensive Barangay Youth Development Plan or the CBYDP and the Annual Barangay Youth Investment Program or the ABYIP must be prepared and submitted within the first 100 days upon the assumption of office of the SK officials to the City Planning Development Office and the Tagum City Youth Development Office. These plans are likewise evaluated every May of the succeeding years, and if amendments are necessary, the CBYDP must be first amended before corresponding changes are made in the annual Barangay Youth Investment Plan. Meanwhile, in relation to the Seal of Good Youth Governance Assessment Cycle, the preparation for the SK Functionality Assessment through the SKFA performance tool is conducted from March to April, while the actual conduct of the assessment per barangay is undertaken from April to May. Madam Presiding Officer, aside from these planning and budgeting timelines, the SKs must also comply with financial reporting requirements of the Commission on Audit pursuant to COA Circular 2020-003, which prescribes the proper recording and reporting of SK financial transactions. These reporting requirements emphasize the importance of financial discipline, proper documentation, and timely submission of financial accountability reports, which are likewise among the performance indicators assessed under the proposed SGYG framework. Ultimately, Madam Presiding Officer, the purpose of this measure is not merely to evaluate performance, but to promote a culture of excellence, accountability, and good governance among youth institutions in the city of Tagum. By institutionalizing the seal of good youth governance, the city government of Tagum affirms its commitment to empowering young leaders, strengthening youth participation, and promoting responsible governance among the next generation of public servants. With this, Madam Presiding Officer, I respectfully seek the support of the honorable members of this august body for the approval of this measure for the continued empowerment and development of the youth sector in the city of Tagum. Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that sponsorship speech. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members physically present be co-proponents for the said measure.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There be no objection. All members physically present shall be co-sponsors of this ordinance.
For the recommendation, Madam Presiding Officer, it was recommended during the joint committee hearing that this measure, this said ordinance, be approved for second reading only.
Moved by Councilor, yes, for second reading only. So if there is no more amendment, is there any objection to the main motion? There being none, therefore, draft city ordinance number 101 is approved on second reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 554, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T.A., to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement with Barangay Magito West to operate and manage the 8 comfort rooms at the Tagum City Public Market, Barangay Magito West, Tagum City.
Councilor Wakan is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of the draft resolution number 554, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala, Rillion, and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
For a bit of information, Madam Presiding Officer, the memorandum of agreement sought to be to give authority to our city mayor is a renewal of the memorandum of agreement. And the previous memorandum of agreement expired last June 30, 2025. This was timely submitted on July 10, 2025 for consideration of the Sangguniang. However, there was a question coming from the other party that a request be made if the cash tickets may be dispensed with, and it was timely referred to the Commission on Audit, for which part it was recently the Commission on Audit issued a formal reply that the issuance of the cash tickets cannot be dispensed with, considering that it is required for purposes of audit. And as to the remaining payables of the other party, considering that the June 30, 2025 and the covenant period up to present, they are bound to pay also the remaining payables, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering also that the memorandum of agreement, if be approved based on this resolution, the period will be retroactively applied on July 1, 2025 for 2 years, up to June 30, June 30, 2027. This was also in accordance to the request of the contracting party that the original period of 3 years be reduced to 2 years, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that discussion. From the chair, Councilor Wakan. Kindly take a look at the effectivity because as written in the effectivity, the contract shall remain in full force and effect unless revoked by mutual consent.
Yes, later I will move that the subject MOA be subjected to form and style, Madam Presiding Officer, considering also that under item number 9, the term of this agreement has been specified that it be covered for a period of 2 years to commence effective July 1, 2025 and will end on June 30, 2027. As can be extended or renewed with notification 3 months before the expiration.
Okay, so thank you very much. Kindly proceed to the amendment.
For amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, I will go back to my previous statement that the draft resolution number 554 and the corresponding memorandum of agreement be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Aala, Coquilla, Elliott, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 554 shall be subject to form and style.
I also move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be made as co-proponent of this draft resolution number 554.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of resolution number 554.
I move for its approval on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Taasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wacan, and Councilor Rillo. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 554 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 555, a resolution granting authority to the city mayor, honorary A, and or the officer in charge, city legal officer, Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, to institute and file petitions, oppositions, interventions, or any other appropriate legal actions, including appeals, to sign the same, the verification of the pertinent pleadings, to review, negotiate, or represent in any dispute resolution, compromise agreement, or settlement proposal, and to appear and represent the city government of Tagum before the judicial courts in connection with special civil action number 588-2025 for expropriation with motion for issuance of a writ of possession and in any related proceedings arising therefrom.
Councilor Wacan, what is your pleasure?
Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of this draft resolution number 555, and this is also embodied on the recommendation of the committee report number 4 of the Committee on Laws, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Dato Eric Perez, Councilor Revita, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is hereby dispensed with.
I move for its adoption on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. Is there any discussion?
For a brief discussion, Madam Presiding Officer, the purpose of this resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, is to protect the city government of Tagum's asset transferred to Nordeco, which amounts to more or less 49,870,966. These assets are composed of transformers, transmission lines, which are not covered by deed of donation. So this remains to be assets of the city government of Tagum. So those are the assets that sought to be protected through expropriation, so we can claim the just compensation for those assets, Madam Presiding Officer, of course subject to the sound discretion and determination of the court as to the actual value to be determined during the actual court proceedings, Madam Presiding Officer. The one that we approve pertains to the case filed under the ERC, or the Energy Regulatory Commission. So this is a different forum for expropriation under the regular courts, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for that information. Proceed now to the amendment.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that the draft resolution be subjected to form and style, especially to the specific number of the resolution.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala. There be no objection, therefore this resolution shall be subject to form and style.
I also move, Madam Presiding Officer, that each and every member present be made as co-proponent of this draft resolution number 555.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala. There be no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move for its approval on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Aala and Coquilla. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Taasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Ilian. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 555 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 531, a resolution commending the Philippine Coast Guard, particularly Coast Guard Station Davao del Norte and its substations in Tagum City for their exemplary service and significant contributions to maritime security, safety, law enforcement, search and rescue, and environmental protection within the waters of Tagum City.
Councilor Lemos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since all members of this body were already furnished with advanced copies of this resolution number 531, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this supposed draft resolution, Madam Chair. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Elliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the approval of this measure in second reading. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Proceed.
This proposed resolution aimed at boosting the morale of men in uniform, and it deems it fitting and timely to honor their exemplary performance and sacrifices beyond the call of duty, such that it is but right and proper to commend the members of the Philippine Coast Guard, Davao del Norte, and substations in Tagum City for their significant contributions in maintaining maritime security, safety, law enforcement, search and rescue, and environmental protection. These are their significant contribution, Madam Chair. The enforcement of Plan Guyod, targeting unregistered motor bangkas in compliance with the DOTR Circular Number 00117. As a result of that, 130 fishing vessels were registered because they are afraid to be apprehended. Another significant contribution by this uniformen is the deployment of the so-called DRG or Deployable Response Group on standby for Typhoon Basyang just recently to ensure the readiness to protect the lives and property in times of calamity. Another thing is the coastal clean-up drive, fostering community engagement and environmental stewardship. So I therefore urge my colleague to support the said measure to boost the morale of the members of the Philippine Coast Guard, Tagum City. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, so thank you for that. Proceed to the amendments.
I move that, Madam Chair, I move that all members of this body present be made co-proponent of this measure. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of resolution number 531.
I move for the approval of this measure in second and final reading. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Taasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wacan, and Councilor William. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 531 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 556, a resolution approving and adopting the local anti-criminality action plan or LACAP for calendar year 2026 as recommended by the City Peace and Order Council or CIPO.
Councilor Lemos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since all members of this body were already furnished with advance copies of this resolution number 556, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this proposed resolution. Madam Chair, I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Revita, Aala, Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the approval of this measure in second reading. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Revita. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair. This lockup is a requirement already by the Philippine National Police Headquarters, Madam Chair, such that this lockup was endorsed was approved by the City Peace and Order Council last February 12, 2026 upon presentation made by our Chief of Police, Police Lieutenant Colonel Frederick Dillis. And for the information of my colleague and the listening public, this lockup, the Local Anti-Criminality Action Plan, is a comprehensive data-driven and community-oriented strategy aimed at addressing prevailing peace and order concerns in Tagum City, including but not limited to illegal drug proliferation, theft, robbery, and other forms of criminality. The basis of this is the letter of instruction 71-08 Payapa, which is issued by National Headquarters PNP, is a decentralizing the formulation of implementation of anti-criminality plans, encourages local governments to take ownership of their security and safety challenges by formulating and implementing localized anti-criminality plans with active community participation. So, this lockup cannot be accepted by the national regional headquarters without the covering endorsement coming from the local Sangguniang. And the Sangguniang also cannot approve this without endorsement coming from the City Peace and Order Council. So, with this, Madam Chair, with the attached also of the lockup consisting of several pages, I think this is I urge my colleague, Madam Chair, that for the approval of this measure in a proper time.
Okay, very well. Thank you for that, Councilor Lemos. Please proceed to the amendment.
Amendment, I move that all members of this body present be made co-proponent of this measure. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
Finally, I move that this resolution number 556 be approved in second and final reading. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Taasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wacan, and Councilor William. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 556 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 557, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray P.A. to effect the termination of specific use of facts entered into between the City Government of Tagum and certain national government agencies over parcels of land situated at the Energy Park and Institutional Services Center, Barangay Apocon, Tagum City.
Councilor Gaasi is recognized.
Madam Chair, may I request for a minute recess?
The chair declares for a minute recess. Yes. Okay.
resolution number to a pre-numbered resolution, which is the resolution number 557 will be now resolution number 463 series of 2026 for amendment, Madam Chair.
Very well, so during the amendment portion, kindly amend the number. Okay, please proceed with the presentation of resolution number 463.
May I move to dispense with the reading of resolution number 463 series of 2026, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Councilor Perez. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is hereby dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Eliot and Revita. Is there any discussion?
Just a short discussion, Madam Chair. That during the subsequent joint committee meeting, Attorney Villarico reported that the subject properties, which are which are 7 agencies or institutions: the Social Security System, Pag-ibig Fund, PCUP, Presidential Commission for Urban Poor, the DOST, Department of Science and Technology, the CSC, Civil Service Commission, the NAPOLCOM, which is the National Police Commission, and the Parole and Probation Administration, report that the subject properties remain idle in violation of the provisions expressly stated in the deed of usufruct. As previously recommended in the first meeting, it was requested that the City Legal Office draft and issue notices of termination to the concerned agencies, taking into proper consideration whether a specific development period was stipulated in the agreements and whether a recession clause exists. Attorney Villarico further reported that the CLO has already communicated the intention to cancel the usufruct agreements due to the failure of the concerned agencies to occupy the properties and the breach of conditions specified in the deed of usufruct. With this, Madam Chair, that's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Chair, that this resolution be subject to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Dr. Eric Perez and Councilor Aala. There be no objection, therefore resolution number 463 shall be subject to form and style.
And lastly, Madam Chair, I move that all members present will be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move for its approval on second and final reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi for its approval and second and final reading, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor William. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 463 is approved on second and final reading. Huh? Mana?
Katong reso number.
Okay na?
Okay.
Pin na to sa form and style.
Madam Chair, may I request for the order of the day?
Yes, what is your pleasure?
Madam Chair, Madam Chair, and to the 10th City Council, I respectfully move that we return to the calendar of business since I inadvertently assigned resolution number 557 to a pre-numbered resolution which is discussed earlier, the resolution number 463. However, there is another resolution for inclusion, the resolution of Mr. Bano Jr. Therefore, I respectfully request the resolution number 557 be transferred to my inclusion in the calendar of business. Madam Chair.
Very well, since there is no objection, kindly move for inclusion. Kindly make your motion. Kindly make the necessary motion.
Madam Chair, may I request for a 1-minute recess?
The chair declares for a recess.
under amendment for inclusion, Madam Chair, that resolution number 557, series of 2026 shall be dispensed with.
It shall be included
Shall
under...
be included under an assigned business.
So what is the title of resolution number 557?
Draft resolution number 557, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and accept on behalf of the city government of Tagum the extrajudicial settlement and partition of estate with absolute deed of donation from the heirs of Julito Bano Jr. for a road right-of-way located in Barangay Apocon, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Cantayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 557 is included under an assignment. Very well, so let us now go back to measures under an assigned business. Proceed, Councilor Caasi, with resolution numbers 557 to 563.
So, Madam Presiding Officer, since resolutions number 557 to 563 is the same in nature, may I request the body to for an omnibus motion, Madam Chair.
Proceed, Councilor Caasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading of resolutions number 557 to resolution number 563. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, the reading of these 7 resolutions are hereby dispensed with.
I move for their approval on second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Aala and Perez. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair. As to resolution number 557 for Julito Bano Jr. During the initial meeting, the Sangguniang deemed it necessary to secure complete and updated land records to properly evaluate the legality and technical aspects of proposed donation. In this regard, Engineer Bandibas was instructed to submit supporting land documents, particularly a copy of the reconstituted title, together with the corresponding survey report to ensure that the property subject for donation is properly identified and compliant with existing legal and technical requirements. With this, Madam Chair, all resolutions have already complied with the following documents in support with the resolution's request, such as the draft deed of donation, the draft resolution, the legal opinion from our CLO, the transfer certificate of title, sketch plan, site pictorials, and location map of the said properties. As for Julito Bano, Madam Chair, the City Architect Office complied with the directive of the body and submitted the reconstituted title and related survey documents for reference and evaluation. For resolutions number 558 and 559, Madam Chair, from Jose B. Agan et al. And Leonardo Hanilla for Barangay Magugpo West road right-of-way and for Barangay Magdum. The proposed donation involves parcel of land in favor of the City Government of Tagum by the following donors, Mr. Leonardo Haranilla and Mr. Jose B. Agan et al. It was disclosed during the discussion that Jose Agan intended to donate a parcel of land in total of 4,918 square meters, while Leonardo Haranilla intended to donate a portion of 81 square meters, both intended to form part for the road right-of-way. It was also further noted that the communication was accompanied by complete supporting documents as discussed earlier, which were already attached for reference and evaluation. As for the resolutions number 560, 561, and 562, these are the road right-of-way and open spaces from 2 different subdivisions, which are the Nico subdivision for Romano Argilio and Angelia subdivision at Porok Dalia, both from Barangay Visayan Village for Andre Carlo Ching. During the committee meeting, Madam Chair, we requested the technical working group for the subdivision for an inspection report from the SPAC committee to certify that all roads is complete and to provide a report based on the drainage system and the road network. I have here the inspection report. The drainage system of both subdivision utilizes an 18 inches and 12 inches diameters of culvert for stormwater conveyance. During the drainage network appears to be functional and complete, providing a continuous drainage flow that is connected of water treatment facility. The drainage outflow is directed through an 18 inches diameter culvert located at the front portion of their subdivision. Whereas the report for the open space, the subdivision has a designated open space with a total area of approximately 1,272 square meters and for both properties, Madam Chair, and also 4,649 square meters for the Angelia subdivision. Whereas the road networks, the subdivision has a complete concrete road networks providing internal circulation within the area. The main road has approximately width of 10 meters, while secondary road measures approximately 8 meters in total width. The road pavement will observe to be in good condition and provides adequate access for both vehicles. That is why, Madam Chair, they certified from our SPAC community, committee. There is also an attachment for certification that on March 2 they have found an adequate it was found out to have an adequate concrete road and drainage facility. This certification is issued upon the request of the Committee of Housing and Land Utilization for the approval of this donation. That's all, Madam Chair.
Okay, so thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Chair, that on the contracting parties, the resolution's number shall be reflected. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
Another amendment, Madam Chair, that this resolution shall be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Dato Eric Perez. There being no objection, therefore these resolutions shall be subject to form and style.
Another amendment, Madam Chair, that on the last portion of the deed of donation, a result furthermore shall be read as follows: that copies of these resolutions be furnished to the office of the City Housing Land Management Office and to the Subdivision Plan, Subdivision Processing and Approval Committee, Madam Chair, for recording, and to all officers concerned for information and reference, Madam Chair. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilors Perez and Aala. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
Finally, Madam Chair, I move that all members physically present shall be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Coquilla, Catayas, and Eliot. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these 7 resolutions.
I move for its approval on second and final reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilor Perez. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uiso Lazar, Councilor Caasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wacan, and Councilor Leon. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution numbers 557, 558, 559, 560, 561, 562, and 563 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 564, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray D. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement with for student internship program with St. Mary's College of Tagum Incorporated.
Councilor Aala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Since resolution number 564, 565, and 566 are the same in nature, Honorable Presiding Officer, I omnibusly move that these three resolutions will, to the dispense reading of the three resolutions, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Dato Eric Perez, Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore the reading of the full text of these three resolutions are hereby dispensed with.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I move that this will be approved for second reading, Honorable Presiding
Moved by
Officer.
Councilor Aala, seconded by Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Honorable Presiding Officer, that during the deliberation of the Joint Committee, the members have recommended that the application of the renewal of the Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the three tertiary institutions, namely St. Mary's College of Tagum Incorporated, St. Mary's College of Baganga Incorporated, and the STI College Tagum Incorporated, are hereby recommended for approval with the embodying resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum and shall be passed for second and final reading. That's all, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
I omnibusly move that all of my fellow colleagues physically present will be co-proponent of the said resolutions, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these three resolutions.
Thank you. Lastly, Honorable Presiding Officer, I move that this will be approved of second and final reading, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Coquilla. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Ilion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore, resolution number 564, 565, and 566 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 567, a resolution authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the deed of donation and acceptance with the Tagum Cooperative relative to the renovation project of child development centers under its Hopes project located at Purok Sunshine, Visayan Village, and Purok Uraya, Mangkilam, Tagum City.
Councilor Revita is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since copy have already furnished to this august body, I move to dispense with the reading of resolution number 567.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala, Elliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on the second reading.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair, that this measure was thoroughly deliberated upon the committee during its meeting on March 11, 2026, with the presence of the representative from the Tagum Cooperative and the City Social Welfare Development Office. Furthermore, Tagum Cooperative incurred an estimated project cost amounting to 244,598 pesos and 54 centavos for the Child Development Center located at Purok Sunshine and Visayan Village and Purok Uraya, Barangay Mangkilam, Tagum City. Finally, Madam Chair, in order to formally document the voluntary transfer and acceptance of the improvements made by the donor, it is necessary to execute a deed of donation and acceptance between Tagum Cooperative and the City Government of Tagum. But to facilitate the execution of the said instrument, it is therefore imperative to pass this resolution authorizing the Honorable City Mayor to enter into and sign for on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the aforementioned deed of donation and acceptance. That would be all, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendment.
Amendment, Madam Chair, that the number of this resolution be incorporated in the said deed of donation and acceptance. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
Madam Chair, I move that all members present shall be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move to approve on the second and final reading the resolution number 567 series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Aala and Eliot. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lenos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 567 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Madam Chair, since copy were given in advance to this August MADI, I move to dispense with the reading of resolution number 568 series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on the second reading.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
None, Madam Chair.
Amendments?
Amendment, Madam Chair, that all members present shall be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move to approve on the second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 568 is approved on second and final item. Final reading. Last item.
Last item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 569. A resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum the study leave service contract with Rachel M. Avila, effective March 16, 2026 to June 15, 2026, relative to the completion of the latter's master's degree in basic education, major in English.
Councilor Catayas is recognized.
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer, again, for in behalf of the committee, allow me to present this resolution number 569 series of 2026 with a title as provided by the good secretary and considering that all members of this Sangguniang Panlungsod has copy. I therefore move to dispense the reading for its full text.
Moved by Councilor Catayas, seconded by Councilor Coquilla, Revita, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Catayas, seconded by Councilors Aala, Revita, and Rillion. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer. Point of information during the committee meeting, Ms. Janeline E. Palermo explained to the committee members the provisions of condition of the study leave service contract, including the purpose, duration, and the corresponding obligations of both the employee and the city government during the period of the study leave. The committee was informed that the study leave application of Ms. Rachel M. Avila, local legislative staff officer 2, had already undergone evaluation by the Personal Development Committee, or PDC, which issued resolution number 1, series of 2026, recommending the approval of his study leave. The committee noted that the city government of Tagum, in line with its commitment to enhance the competence of efficiency of its workforce and improve the delivery of public services, continues to support the professional and career development of its officials and employees. It was likewise noted that Ms. Avila has formally applied for study leave for the completion of her master's degree in basic education major in English. Further, the committee noted that the Personnel Development Committee has thoroughly evaluated the qualifications of the applicant, reviewed and verified the supporting documents submitted, and confirmed that she has satisfactorily complied with the prescribed requirements. In light of the foregoing, I respectfully urge this august body to give its full and favorable consideration to the passage of this proposed legislation. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer and esteemed colleagues.
Very well, proceed now to the amendments.
If there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Cataya, seconded by Councilors Aala and Eliot. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of resolution number
569.
569.
I move that this proposed legislation be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Catay, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Ilian. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 569 is approved on second and final reading. Announcements. None. If there is no announcement and if there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now adjourn the session. There being no objection, session is now adjourned.